Scientists who release this immense power have overwhelming responsibility in this world life and death struggle to harness atom for benefit of mankind and not for mankind's destruction. That mankind's destiny is being decided today, now, this moment. We ask your help in this fateful moment as sign that we scientists do not stand alone.
What if I told you that right now, at this exact moment, your body is glowing, your brain is rewriting itself, and the universe is expanding faster than scientists can fully measure? We often think we understand the world around us, but beneath the surface of everyday life lies a reality far stranger, deeper, and more astonishing than most of us ever imagine. From the hidden abilities of the human mind to cosmic facts that stretch the limits of comprehension, today's journey will challenge what you think you know about reality itself. So settle in, because once you hear these facts, you may never look at the world the same way again. The human body, more incredible than any machine. Let's begin with the most familiar, yet most underestimated thing you live inside every day. The human body. Your brain alone contains around 86 billion neurons, each forming thousands of connections with others. That means the number of possible neural connections in your brain vastly exceeds the number of stars in the Milky Way galaxy. What's even more remarkable is that this system is not static. Your brain constantly changes its structure through a process known as neuroplasticity, meaning that learning a new skill or even changing a habit physically reshapes your brain. Your heart, meanwhile, generates an electrical field strong enough to be measured several feet outside your body. It beats roughly 100,000 times per day, pumping about 7,500 liters of blood through nearly 100,000 kilometers of blood vessels, laid end to end. Those vessels could circle the Earth more than twice, and despite this relentless workload, the heart is capable of beating over 3 billion times in an average human lifetime. Even at rest, your body is anything but idle. Every second, millions of your cells die and are replaced. Your skin completely renews itself, approximately every 27 days, while the lining of your stomach replaces itself every few days to prevent being digested by its own acid. This constant renewal means that on a cellular level, you are not the same person you were even a few months ago. Time is not what you think it is. We experience time as a steady flow, moving forward at the same pace for everyone. But physics tells a very different story. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, time actually moves at different speeds depending on gravity and velocity. Atomic clocks placed on airplanes have been shown to tick slightly slower than identical clocks on the ground due to their speed and weaker gravitational pull. This isn't theory, it's been experimentally confirmed. Even satellites orbiting Earth must account for time dilation. GPS satellites experience time faster than clocks on Earth, and without correcting for this difference, GPS systems would accumulate errors of several kilometers each day. In other words, the technology you rely on to navigate depends on the fact that time itself is flexible. On a psychological level, time is just as strange. When you are bored or stressed, time feels slow. When you are engaged or happy, it seems to fly by. Neuroscientists have found that our perception of time is deeply tied to memory. New experiences create denser memories, making periods of novelty like childhood feel longer in retrospect, while routine-filled years seem to vanish when we look back. The Earth is far more alive than it appears from space. Earth looks calm and silent, but in reality, it is one of the most active places we know. Beneath your feet, tectonic plates are constantly moving, even if only by a few centimeters per year. These slow movements release energy that can reshape continents, create mountains, and trigger earthquakes. Every day, about 100 tons of space dust enters Earth's atmosphere. Most of it burns up harmlessly, but it means our planet is continuously interacting with the cosmos. At the same time, Earth's magnetic field protects us from deadly solar radiation. This invisible shield is generated by the movement of molten iron in Earth's outer core, thousands of kilometers below the surface. Even plants play a role in shaping the planet. Through photosynthesis, They convert sunlight into chemical energy, producing the oxygen that makes complex life possible. Roughly half of the oxygen you breathe doesn't come from forests at all, but from microscopic marine organisms called phytoplankton, floating invisibly in the oceans. The universe is unimaginably vast, and still growing if Earth feels large. Zoom out just a little. Our planet orbits the Sun at about 30 kilometers per second. The Sun itself travels around the center of the Milky Way at roughly 230 kilometers per second. And the Milky Way is just one of an estimated 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. Light, the fastest thing we know, travels at about 300,000 kilometers per second. Even at that speed, it takes light over 4 years to reach us from the nearest star system beyond our own. When we look at distant galaxies through telescopes, we are seeing them not as they are now, but as they were billions of years ago. In a very real sense, astronomers are time travelers, observing ancient history written in light. What's even more astonishing is that the universe is expanding, and this expansion is accelerating. Galaxies are not simply moving through space, they are being carried apart as space itself stretches. The cause of this acceleration is attributed to something called dark energy, which makes up about 68% of the total energy content of the universe. Despite its dominance, scientists still don't know exactly what dark energy is. Reality at the smallest scale defies logic. As strange as the cosmos is, the microscopic world may be even stranger. At the quantum level, particles don't behave like solid objects. They exist as probabilities until observed. This means a particle can exist in multiple states at once, a phenomenon known as superposition. One of the most famous experiments in physics, double-slit experiment, demonstrates this bizarre behavior. When particles like electrons are fired through 2 slits, they create an interference pattern as if they were waves. But when scientists observe which slit the particle passes through, it behaves like a particle instead. The act of observation changes the outcome. Quantum entanglement adds another layer of mystery. When 2 particles become entangled, the state of one instantly influences the state of the other, no matter how far apart they are. Albert Einstein famously called this spooky action at a distance, yet experiments have repeatedly confirmed it. While this phenomenon doesn't allow faster-than-light communication, it challenges our basic assumptions about space, distance, and causality. The brain is a prediction machine. Your brain does not passively observe reality, it actively predicts it. Neuroscientists have discovered that much of what you perceive is your brain's best guess about what is happening based on past experience and sensory input. This is why optical illusions work. Your brain fills in gaps and makes assumptions, sometimes incorrectly. Even color is not an inherent property of objects. The world is not objectively filled with reds and blues. Color is your brain's interpretation of different wavelengths of light. People with different visual systems, or even different species, experience entirely different versions of reality. Your sense of self is also a construction. There is no single center of consciousness in the brain. Instead, your identity emerges from countless processes working together. Damage or changes to certain brain regions can alter personality, beliefs, and even moral decision-making, revealing how fragile and flexible our sense of who we are truly is. History is full of overlooked wonders. Many of the most astonishing facts are hiding in plain sight within human history. Ancient civilizations accomplished feats that still challenge modern understanding. Great Pyramid of Giza, for example, was the tallest man-made structure on Earth for over 3,800 years. Its alignment with the cardinal directions is accurate to within a fraction of a degree, achieved without modern instruments. The ancient Romans built concrete structures that have survived for over 2,000 years, many of which are still standing today. Modern scientists have discovered that Roman concrete actually becomes stronger over time due to chemical reactions with seawater, a property modern concrete lacks. Even written language is a miracle of human cooperation. The symbols you are reading right now represent sounds, ideas, and meanings agreed upon by millions of people across centuries. This shared understanding allows knowledge to accumulate across generations, making civilization possible. Your everyday choices shape the future. It's easy to think that individual actions don't matter, but science suggests otherwise. Small changes can have massive ripple effects. In ecology, this is known as the butterfly effect, where tiny variations can lead to vastly different outcomes over time. On a biological level, your lifestyle choices influence not only your health, but potentially future generations. Epigenetics shows that environmental factors like diet, stress, and exposure to toxins can affect how genes are expressed, sometimes passing these changes on to offspring. Technological choices matter too. The smartphone in your pocket contains more computing power than the machines used to send humans to the moon. How we choose to use this power, whether to inform, distract, connect, or divide, will shape the cultural and social landscape of the future. If these facts made you pause, question, or see the world a little differently, imagine what else is waiting to be discovered. Reality is deeper, stranger, and more beautiful than we're ever taught to believe, and we've only scratched the surface today. If you enjoy exploring the hidden layers of science, history, and the universe, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss what's next. Hit the like button if this video expanded your perspective, and share it with someone who loves having their mind blown. Stay curious, stay questioning, and I'll see you in the next journey into the unknown.